All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. I want to do this video because, again, I talk about how they weaponize everything, right? I've been saying this for well over a decade now. And when you look at how we as TIs are being, how people are being weaponized against us, right? And how we will weaponize against ourselves and each other. They will always select people within the society at every level to be targeted somewhat, but particularly in the black community as a group and as a whole. Black people are targeted. Everything is weaponized against us, and a lot of black people don't want to believe that, right? So I posted a video yesterday and an article on Nestle. Nestle, which is the biggest producer of um, food, right? Or I should say, I'm trying to find the right word. I'm thinking, the makers of like baby food and stuff like that. I would call it synthetic food. Okay, so baby formula stuff like that. You can go and you can buy like the Gerber baby food in a bottle. They got the peas, the yams, the corns, the squash, all that stuff, right? So what they found, all right, after they did an investigation, this is what they found. They found that Nestle was adding sugar to baby food, right, and baby formulas from 6 months on up, right? Maybe even earlier than that. And what they found is Nestle been adding sugar, right, to get children in what they call third world country or under privileged countries, poor countries. They've been adding sugar to baby food. While in Europe, okay, same food, some of it under a different brand, they remove all of the sugars. So we're talking about Africa, India, uh, some foods here in the black community in America that they sell in the black community, because we know in the black community we really don't have the type of grocery stores to offer us healthy foods. And if they do have a grocery store with healthy food, it cost you a whole lot more. So it's actually cheaper to buy unhealthy food and eat unhealthy food as opposed to buying good food, healthy food, I should say, for us to consume, right? So again, the weaponization of everything, right? And those in our community, in the black community, refuse to listen because they're so fixated on God and waiting for and they're gonna die and Jesus never gonna come. Every generation of people who die, the next generation step up, saying the same shit, and it never happens. They've been saying this shit. I can show you videos from 100 years ago talk about the end is near and Jesus coming soon, and those people are all dead and gone, and Jesus haven't come yet. Okay, but it's the indoctrination, particularly within the black community. It has become like a culture to us, right? And it has become religion, particularly, has become an addictive thing in our mind, right? That we refuse to wake up and understand the truth. So I'm going to play something to you. Talk about how they weaponize everything. They lie to black people, okay, and we soak it all up. This is why I always post the truth. I was talking to, was it Friday when I came home from visiting my mother, and I did a video where I talked about where I think it was like Thursday or Wednesday I was coming home, and there's a brother living in my building, in the apartment building. He's okay dude. Like his family. Love the fact that that him and his wife been married for so long. I think they had two daughters, and but I talked to him, because there are certain things that I was talking about that he didn't even know. He was just like, wow, man, when I speak to you, it's like, you dropping jewels and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, it's not jewels, man. If you go look for it, if you go look for the truth, you'll find the truth. The truth is there. You just got to go and seek it. But too much of us are afraid to find the truth because we're afraid, because of our religious belief system, how we've been indoctrinated, that somehow we're going to go to hell. Like I was speaking to my sister, she was like, "Well, I don't want to wait till I die to find out I'm going to hell." That hell is hell is an this the Christian version of hell. It is a concocted nonsense created by the Catholic Church, right? And again, you have Catholic bishops and priests that came out and said that is a church invention, right? So, but we're so indoctrinated with it, and it becomes so cultural for us that we just. And then again, these pastors, they make their living telling lies. Not that they're purposely doing it, but because they believe in it. That's the reason why. So unbeknownst to them, and some of them do actually know. Some of them will tell you that if I speak the truth, I will lose the members of my church. They'll literally tell you that. Okay, not like, because again, they understand how we've been so conditioned with religion. So, but that is also weaponized against us. Also, economics is weaponized against us. Many of us don't want to believe and understand this. So when the truth comes out, when what we have been saying, right, and then it comes out that our food are being poisoned. I talk about the poisoning of the black community with lead, right? Many of our people my age, even older, poisoned with lead as a child, right? And even today, you still have black children continues to be poisoned with lead. There is no outrage on the part of black community, right? But you'll find all this outrage when it comes to P Diddy, R. Kelly, who else? Others that the white power structure have set up to be a sacrificial lamb, right? And black people are the ones who are overly emotional, right? Meanwhile, you had a white DJ who slept with over 700 women, some of them minors, okay? And the black communities, they're not outraged about that at all. They're not saying nothing, right? I posted the article, but this dude, you know, no outrage from the black community, and the majority of women who he was sleeping with are black women and underage black girls. Okay, so I guess just to show you, when a person is white and they do whatever they want to do to black people, we accept it. We don't think about it. We just like, But if a black person doesn't, not even, and this was over 700 women, right? But if a black person does something to one man or one woman, oh, we are totally, it's like our anger goes up like 1,000%, right? When a white man can sleep with over 700 black women, a lot of them underage black girls, giving them HIV, and the black community is not even upset. Black women remain silent. They don't even say a damn word. Okay? But situation with Diddy, oh my goodness. All over social media. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever. All over it. Demonizing Diddy. They're not demonizing this white man though. Right? Or the white man that went on a date with that black woman and chopped her body up. They're silent on that. They're not upset about that, right? The white man that was killing these black women in Cincinnati, I think it was Cincinnati, that serial killer. They're not outraged about that, and the police just ignore it because it was black women. They're not ignore about that shit, but they're upset about P Diddy, right? And again, P Diddy, older women of age, knowing what they were getting into. Okay. Now they get older. One in a relationship with a white man, they need money. So what? He tells her, "Hey, let's accuse P Diddy of doing this to you." All black women are the greatest tool being used against black men by white men, and they have yet to understand this. Okay. Anyhow, another form of weaponization again is economics, and I want you to listen to this. Okay.
And what you think of them in that context. Well, the short answer, starting working backwards, is I think they're horrible, and they are concepts that have been imposed by design by the ruling elite to discourage black populations from radically organizing for political power. So, buying power, as I'm sure you and others are aware, has its own history in association with cost of living surveys. In an attempt to manage the sort of pressure point at which those who rule could pay their workers without the workers earning enough to not be workers, but earning enough to buy what they are producing, thereby keeping the economy going. And out of that came, again, cost of living surveys, buying power, and buying power as a subset as a concept. Over time, particularly after the Second World War, and then really again during the Nixon administration as a subset of the black capitalist ethic and promotional campaign, black buying power became weaponized and targeted as a concept to black communities, again, as a subset of the black capitalist mythology and ethic and propaganda to discourage black people from being critical of capitalism as an economy and thinking that they can find their salvation in it by just increasing things like quote unquote financial literacy, so called